Hey guys, I'm heading out to the range to knock out some videos for you, and I wanted to knock one out here in the vehicle for you. This is actually regarding something that I had done previously regarding basically the ambushes that we're seeing on vehicles. There was an extra point that I needed to make, and it really didn't even come into mind until I got a hold of my wife's vehicle. This is actually not my van. My van sold about 3 weeks ago. This is now my wife's van. Long story there. So I'm stuck driving this for a little bit until I can get my Tundra. And my wife's vehicle has an aftermarket tint job on it, and I'm going to have it stripped off and redone all the way up to the side windows. Here in Tennessee, I don't know if this is federal law, but here in Tennessee, we can have pretty much limo tint from these windows back, and then up front they can only be 35%, and then a slight UV tint on the windshield. And so what I'm going to do is have the whole thing tinted in a high quality 3M aftermarket tint. And it dawned on me something that I had seen at vehicle classes. Guys, I've had a lot of vehicle training. And what I consistently would find, because remember, not only do I go to the training, I relive the training over and over and over and over and over for weeks on end as I'm editing all the videos of all the takes of the different students running the course. And the one consistent thing that I was finding was the first several people that went through the vehicle, basically the instructor would say, who here has never shot vehicle glass from the inside? And, you know, invariably someone like me would raise their hand. He'd be like, dude, come on. We've trained together before. So we would find the guys that hadn't done this before, and we'd put them in the vehicle so they would have virgin glass to work with. And I would find that student after student after student, as we would go around the vehicle working with the individual sheets of glass, they would fire that first round, and there would be this mental hiccup because the entire window had spalled and they could no longer see. Now, those of you that understand vehicle ops just had a great big aha moment. What was happening was, when the vehicle had aftermarket tint, the bullet fractured the glass, which is what you see here in this photograph, which is what always happens. But the extra level of this was that the aftermarket tint held the glass in place. Unlike with this photograph here, where one of the students fired around, his muzzle device fractured the window, and a split second later, as the shutter of my camera ran, I actually captured the window as the window was basically being obliterated. Why? Because that was a factory tint, meaning the glass itself is tinted. Well, aftermarket tint is a film that's actually added to the glass, and it essentially acts as a poor man's bullet resistant coating. Now let me be very clear about what I'm saying. The tint doesn't add any kind of ballistic properties to the glass. What it does do is it resists the bullet's ability to fracture the entire window and allow the window to cave in on the driver. And that's really crucial with what's going on right now in America. People are being ambushed in their vehicles, and in some cases, the bad guys are actually firing around at the window. And if you have aftermarket tint, that round is going to fracture your window, but the tint is actually going to hold the glass in place. And what's going to happen is it's going to cause a moment of mental hiccup, a slight pause, where the bad guy is going to go, mentally they're going to go, I can't see, and it actually causes a moment of hesitation. That hesitation is your opportunity to get on the gas and go. That's one thing. Okay, so consider aftermarket tint on your vehicle. Even, guys, there are coatings that you can actually get that actually will add a ballistic property to your glass. Find out if your local tint provider can provide that. This is actually commonplace stuff in Colombia, and I'm probably guessing it's going to become a commonplace thing here in the United States pretty soon. So that's one thing. The second thing is this, the kill box. Those of us that have had a lot of vehicle training are now going, yep, so glad we paid attention, because here we are. Those of you that have spent a lot of energy mocking us, thinking that we're basically playing, you know, tactical band camp or something, are now probably going, man, I really wish I got some of that training. If you're not there, then you're not paying attention, because guys, that's where we are now. And those of us that have had vehicle training understand that when you're in the vehicle and the attack hits, you have to get out of the kill box. Luckily, you're in a vehicle. Even if the vehicle tires are shot, pow, psst, right? It's hissing, drive. If the tires take a 12 gauge hit to shred the tire, you can still drive on the rim. Remember, I'm not talking about driving 100 miles. I'm talking about driving 100 feet, 50 feet. I'm talking about getting out of the kill box, because whether the crowd that has approached your vehicle recognizes it or not, they have essentially set a kill box for you. It's that intersection that they got you to stop at, red light, and then they rush you from nowhere. When you enter that kill box, if you don't recognize it as such, you're in trouble. If you recognize it for what it is, and it kind of becomes obvious when someone shoots out your window or people start hitting your vehicle. The key to that, to the survivability, is you have to keep rolling. I'm not talking about stomping on the accelerator and mowing people down. I'm talking about continue to keep the vehicle rolling. Just keep the vehicle moving under idle, keep the vehicle moving, and obviously if someone pops out your window, well, that kind of changes the dynamics of the situation, and you may or may not want to get on that accelerator a little harder, but the point that I'm making is the way to exit that kill box is to just keep rolling. Guys, I know I've probably brought up a lot more questions than answered them, but like I said earlier in the video, this is something that needed to be clarified, some extra points that needed to be added on the conversation. And if there's anything that I can leave you with, it's this: you must keep moving. You got to get out of the kill box. You must keep moving. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.